NDA.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commander.
Mayor,
Do we know if is he barricaded at all? Is he barricaded? I heard you.
We don't know. That's,
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
an active, ongoing situation.
Once we have stability, I'll make a comment. But right now, Chris is the point of contact. Please do not contact police officials. And as soon as there is more information, he'll be bringing them back out and giving information to the public. The key issue right now is stay in your home. Lock your door. Stay in your home.
We can't answer any questions right now because it's ongoing, but this will be the staging area. I will be back and forth providing information as soon as it's
what is
available.
the address of Tree of Life?
I'm not sure.
Shady.
Excuse me, make a hole. Excuse me.
We're moving out of the way right now.
Thanks. I'll be back.
And then you just saw there, that was Chris Togneri with the Pittsburgh Police, as well as Mayor Bill Peduto, telling us they're not answering questions for us at this moment, but we're still working to get more information. We're staying here at the moment, again, at the intersection of Northumberland and Murray Avenue, but we cannot move down here. And as you probably saw there, a SWAT team member walked through asking to get through this location just to show you the seriousness of it. You're also still seeing some SWAT team members walking through the other end of the street from the synagogue. Now I'm going to take the camera back down to the other angle here so you can see, again, what's happening down. The synagogue is in that direction, and you'll notice there are some ambulances that are posted out at this moment. You probably hear right now there's another unit that's responding to this location right now. We're making sure we're not in the way here, and they're taking... trying to get further down the street there. One of the officers' car was blocking it, but they're moving a little bit further down the road here. Very active situation still out here right now. We cannot go further down here Murray Avenue. Again, just moments ago, we talked to Chris Togneri with Pittsburgh Police Department, as well as Mayor Bill Peduto, but they're not answering questions for us at this time. So far, we're still unsure exactly how many people we're dealing with here. Not quite sure who this person is just yet. And again, if you live in the Squirrel Hill area near the Tree of Life Synagogue, you heard from an officer there with Pittsburgh Police. You have to make sure you stay inside for safety. And still just very active here. You'll hear sirens still moving down here right now. There seems to be another car that's really driving through Murray Avenue at the moment. Cannot get much closer than we are right now. On my way here, I did see another street that was blocked off. That was actually looking right at the synagogue, where several different squad members were armed and waiting on the other side of what appears to be a wall that was opposite of where the synagogue was. And right now, again, we're just looking down the street here. Still very active as ambulances are there and several different squad cars. I've tried to count as many as I can. There's just a lot in this area at the intersection of Murray Avenue and Northumberland. We're being told this is the staging area for where this is all going to be getting more information on this case. We're still trying to keep in touch, obviously, with police, but this is a very delicate situation, it seems, and we're staying as far back as we can. Murray Avenue in Northumberland, and just a reminder for those of you who may just be joining us here, keep in mind that police are asking those who live in the Squirrel Hill area, specifically near the Tree of Life Synagogue, to stay indoors. And again, this is why. Being told this is happening at the synagogue, but still not sure what's going on, and we're moving out of the way right now. We hear emergency response units are moving down, so we're going to move across the street here. And one of the things we're still working on is how long this has exactly been unfolding. We only learned about it within the last hour, and the moment we received calls, we responded to the area as soon as we could. There's another SWAT team member moving down here. We've seen a lot of active activity here as police members are moving back and forth. Not long ago, another police officer was trying to get through down the street on Northumberland Street that's blocked off right now. Not a lot of movement in this area as several different people from the community are moving out here. But just to repeat myself here, as you heard from Pittsburgh Police not long ago, if you live near the area of Tree of Life Synagogue, stay inside. I'm seeing several different people that are walking out to get a look of what's happening and what's happening right now, but police are asking them to move in to stay in their homes rather. Woman not long ago I talked to said that she did not hear the gunshots going off, but she did see the heavy police response. We're going to try to talk to her in a little bit, but we're staying here right now as we wait for Chris Togneri with Pittsburgh Police to get us an update. Right now, those are officers that are moving down Murray Avenue, SWAT team members rather. We cannot move past this point, but you can still see some flashing lights down the street there. Now, one of the things people have been asking us is how many people are involved in here, who exactly this is, but again, we are not quite sure just yet. And Tori, if you can hear me right now, I know you're saying something to me, but I can't quite hear you. If you could say that a little slower, please. This is again Northumberland Street and Murray Avenue. Once again, if you're just joining us right now, we're at the intersection of Northumberland Street and Murray Avenue. We're waiting to get an update from Pittsburgh Police about an active shooting situation that's happening at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Squirrel Hill. Not a whole lot of information we're knowing right now, but we just saw Mayor Bill Peduto as well as Chris Togneri with Pittsburgh Police stopping by to tell us they can't give us too much information at this time, but they're asking us to get this message out that if you live in this area, specifically near the Tree of Life Synagogue, to stay indoors. Still working to learn how exactly this all unfolded, as well as how many people are in this active shooter situation. We know that 3 congregations were holding simultaneous service at the time the shooting started. Still just piecing together information as people are reaching out to us at this moment. Now, we have seen, again, SWAT team members moving in and out. You'll see one right there as well, which appears to have a rifle with a scope on top of it, walking down that street there. Again, Murray Avenue is where we are. And this is the location we're going to be posted at to try to get the latest information in this case. We're being told there are multiple casualties at this time. I'm getting an update from the newsroom at the moment. And it looks like there are some vehicles that are clearing out some space here looking down on Northumberland Street's U-Haul there that's making way, it seems to be, for some officers that are further down the road, which we did see earlier moving down Northumberland Street. One of the officers has moved their vehicle, so another one could move down here. And just to kind of show you where our vantage point is at the moment, we cannot move past this point. This is where we are right now, Murray Avenue and Northumberland Street. And you'll see there's a SWAT team member walking down, armed as well, as we've seen several different armed policemen walking down here. A little bit ago, while we were talking to the mayor, we did see another SWAT team member move through as they were hustling down the street here, as this is a very, again, active shooter situation happening at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Squirrel Hill. Now, just within the last hour, again, that's when we first heard this all unfolded. Multiple people reaching out to us, telling us that there was a shooting at the synagogue, the Tree of Life Synagogue in Squirrel Hill, but we're still trying to confirm information. For example, we've just learned in the newsroom that there have been multiple casualties, but we're not exactly sure how many casualties there are. We're not sure how many people have been transported to the hospital, and how many, or rather, if any at all, officers have been shot at all in this. We're still asking police these questions, but again, when we tried asking these questions, we're being asked to hold off for right now as they're trying to get information. We're not quite sure exactly when Pittsburgh's mayor or Chris Togneri with Pittsburgh Police will get back to us with more information, but we're staying out here for more information. And where we're standing right now, multiple officers have been blocking off this intersection, Murray Avenue and Northumberland Street. But we've also been seeing several different officers that have been moving closer up to the synagogue, which you can't really see from where we are right now due to the foliage down the road. But again, you can see there are some ambulances posted up there, multiple squad cars there, and we have been seeing multiple armed SWAT team members moving through here. Now, one thing I just want to point out is I've seen several different people walking at this intersection, walking their dogs, trying to talk to officers, but just to repeat their message. If you live in this area of Squirrel Hill, specifically near the Tree of Life Synagogue, they want you to stay indoors. I'm staying in touch with the newsroom right now as we're getting updates from them. They're texting my phone as I'm trying to get you the most recent information, but it's unclear when exactly we'll hear an official update from police as they are responding to this active shooting. One of the things we're working on is to learn if anyone has been taken to the hospital, which hospitals were taken to, and how many casualties there's been. We have confirmed there are multiple casualties at this time. More officers continue to make their way down the road here, but we're not really exactly sure what their plan is at this time. We expect to ask that question, as well as what else has been happening in this and how many possible shooters there are in this situation. Now, moving down the street, again, more armed squad team members moving down the road here on Murray Avenue and Northumberland Street. I'm just going to stop talking here for just a quick second here just to kind of show you the exact scene that's been going on here just yet. Again, Tori, I hear you saying something to me right now. If you could please text that to me. You're coming in very choppy at the moment as we're trying to get updates for this active shooting situation in Squirrel Hill. Now, since we've been here, we have not seen any ambulances moving through here, but again, we're being told there are multiple casualties. We do hear some radio chatter from the police behind us, but we're waiting before we report any of that information to make sure that it's confirmed. It's still raining out here right now as officers are still making their way down Northumberland Street and Murray Avenue, the staging area where we're being told we'll get more information after this active shooting. It's just kind of moving around just a little bit as it's still an active scene this moment. And I know I've said it several times this morning, but I'm just getting the message out that police are asking us to get out to you. We've seen people walking through this area, seems to be curious, asking what's going on. But officers are asking you that if you live here in the Squirrel Hill area, to please stay indoors. This is an active shooting situation happening at the Tree of Life Synagogue. More officers keep moving through, so that's why I keep moving to make sure people can get through to where they need to be right now. We're being told we cannot move any further than where we are at this moment. More people responding here this morning, or Pittsburgh police officers responding this morning as what's been happening, and staying in touch with our newsroom to get the latest information while I'm out here at the intersection of Northumberland Street and Murray Avenue. Again, active shooting situation at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Squirrel Hill. We received information about this just about an hour ago and confirmed it within that hour, and since have been here at the scene trying to piece together how this all happened. Now, again, we have been seeing SWAT team members move down this intersection here, which we're being told we cannot go much further past. We were a little closer before, but as soon as we saw more SWAT team members show up and even an ambulance, we were asked to stay at this intersection. And just to repeat myself here, there are multiple casualties, we're being told, and police, again, asking people to stay away from this area. It's been a little quiet here for just a little bit, as still there's officers moving through this area here. And joining me right now, actually, Pittsburgh's Action News 4 anchor Mike Clark is here at this area. Mike, you were in the news station. We kind of left around the same time. What do you have so far?
Well, this whole area is blocked off. I just talked to Augie Siriano. He is the 25-year maintenance man at the Tree of Life. He was inside one of the restrooms, inside an unused room at the time, and he told me he heard pop, 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 and he went outside, and he described the scene. He immediately turned around and then ran out of the building. We can tell you that Rabbi Jonathan Perlman from the New Light congregation. There are 3 different congregations that hold their services on Saturday mornings here. It's Tree of Life, it's New Light, and it's Dor Hadash, and all 3 hold simultaneous services. The Dor Hadash is led by lay people in the Squirrel Hill area, but this is a place where dozens of families start their weekends for decades. They come to Tree of Life, and I just talked to Augie, and he's in shock right now. What he described to me, he did see one of the congregants down, and he said immediately a police officer came in. He was holding his phone. He got down and told the police officers, "I'm calling 911 right now. I'm calling 911," and he was able to be ushered out of the building safely. I want to talk to one of the immediate past president of Tree of Life, Michael Eisenberg. Michael, you started your morning going to Tree of Life.
I was getting dressed to go up to services a little before 10 o'clock. And one of the people, the vice president that I work with on facility management, he had called me from Lancaster, and he had said there's a report that there's an active shooter. He works for the city, so he has special communications with emergency services, and he said, get up there and check it out. I tried heading up Shady Avenue to the building, and it was entirely blocked off. 20 or so police cars, policemen with rifles drawn, aimed at the building. They quickly told me to get away, and just a surreal vision for me. I still can't process it.
You know, I'm just hearing from one of my sources. As you can imagine, these details are coming in fast and furiously. From a source who says the suspect, the actor, is in custody. They are pulling multiple guns off the suspect. That is the latest from the scene here. And again, I cannot describe the scene. I've never seen so many police cruisers, state police troopers continue to come. There are officers from many municipalities surrounding this area. But if Michael, if you could describe when I arrived on the scene, the people here in Squirrel Hill just had a numbness about them. They were telling me, no, not here, not here, not now.
And to come up and just see all the cars out, I am just shaken by it with what's going on in the media, what's going on in the news with regard to the bombs in the mail, and then to see this happen and all the police cars out.
When you were president of Tree of Life, you told me that you had Homeland Security come into the building. You had drills.
Right. We have drills. We also worked with the UJF, the Federation, the Jewish Federation, with Brad Orsini, securities expert, former FBI agent, who we practiced drills, practiced escape routes. Mike just mentioned Augie being able to run out of the building. The exit doors, we made sure those all worked, and we're thinking, what are the chances we're going to need these? And here Augie is saying this is how he got out of the building, because the doors, they weren't in great shape, and they were for this incident.
Augie's so traumatized by what he witnessed.
He is somebody who's usually together, a very calm individual, and after saying what he saw, he is shaken, to say the least.
It just sounds like a very hectic morning at this time. And just to ask you before I go, for people who may have family members that are in there, what would you say to them who are watching this right now?
I would say I'm glad the shooter is in custody, and thoughts and prayers are with them. I know all these people. These are my community. This is my regular Saturday morning thing. I'm thinking for myself, I was thinking of heading up to the service early this morning, and I would have been in there. And just contact the synagogue leadership. If you friends and family, I'd be glad to talk to them.
Right now, they start their Saturday. Dozens of families every single Saturday start in prayer. What is your prayer for those people who are affected by this in the synagogue this morning?
Prayer for healing and health and just coming together of the community and to move forward and learn from what's happened here this morning.
Michael Eisenberg, thank you so much for being here, and our prayers and all of our thoughts go out to all of the 3 different congregations inside that building this morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
And so, Mike, you've been basically out here all morning talking to different people that you may have met in this area, and then what have other people said to you this morning?
Well, I was just out Saturday. I heard the news when you heard it and made our way down here. This is a very quiet part of the city of Pittsburgh, as you know. There are many synagogues in this area, and the Tree of Life really is foundational.
And so I'm hearing we're going to get an update here in a little bit. I think that's Chris Togneri over there, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite sure if I see him here with Pittsburgh Police, trying to get the latest update here. Just a moment here. Is that Chris Togneri?
One moment. I am.
I'm gonna hand this off to Mike Clark real quick, and he'll kind of recap what he's seen from his perspective while I get more information.
All right, you know, the news we can tell you. A source just told me custody. The actor is in custody. That's all we know from the scene right now. We can tell you that Pittsburgh police have blocked off this entire area, and it took me about 20 minutes to get to Chris's location here at the scene. We don't know how many people have been shot at the synagogue. Chris Lovingood is out gathering information right now. But if Andy could show the scene down here, you cannot get through this area. Police, ambulances continue to arrive on the scene here. We are getting an update from Mayor Bill Peduto and Chief Executive Rich Fitzgerald. Coming on the scene now as is State Senator Jay Costa and police spokesperson Chris Togneri.
So at this time, the suspect in the shooting is in custody. We have multiple casualties inside the synagogue. We have 3 officers who have been shot. And at this time, we have no more information because we are still clearing the building and trying to figure out if the situation is safe, if there are any more threats inside the building. So that's all we have at this point, but the shooter is in custody. We have multiple casualties and 3 officers shot. Thank you.
Can you take a step-by-step?
No, I can't take you anything right now.
We're being told.
I can't answer any questions right now.
Still a lot of information.
Where's PXI?
We just gotta wait and get. We want to be sure we have everything. So
Any of the
we'll be
casualties
coming back to you. There are fatalities, but we're not commenting yet on what there are.
We'll be back. We'll be back to advise the media on a regular basis, but at this point, that's all we have. Okay. And we're still asking residents to stay inside their homes. It's not a safe situation yet. Thanks.
They said so far we know that there have been multiple casualties, or what they're being telling us right now. We're trying to get an exact number here.
Yeah, Chris Togneri from the Pittsburgh Police Department just giving us an update. There were multiple people shot. He said that the big news is the actor is in custody. You see Mayor Bill Peduto, Chief Executive Rich Fitzgerald.
And we're being told at least, I believe, 3 officers, what I heard, 3 officers were shot to my understanding. We're still trying to get more information in terms of how many casualties were exactly reported. But you just heard, we're going to be getting more information here in just a bit, but we got to stay back here.
Extremely somber morning here in Squirrel Hill as the shooter
Hey, I'm on live view. I'm on the Loner live view. This is Dave. I'm in Squirrel Hill. Go ahead.
is in custody. We do not know his identity. Chris Togneri of the Pittsburgh Police Department did not give any more information. He promised updates.
And Mike, one of the things we're working on right now is trying to figure out exactly how many people exactly were shot in here, what the situation was that led up to this.